Hey everybody, it's Chris, and I am back again to do another Dutch pour with you today. This time I decided I wanted to do it on a Lazy Susan. So last week I had done it on a canvas, and I was slightly obsessed with it all week long. I kept thinking about what else I could do it on, and so I thought, ooh, a Lazy Susan would be kind of cool. So the colors that I've chosen, this is actually take two because the first one I did not like how it turned out, so I scraped it and started again. So what you have missed is I prepped the sides of it with the Artist Loft white paint. I always prep my Lazy Susans with Bullseye 123 primer. So the top has had 2 coats on it, the bottom has had 1 coat. I taped it with 1.5 inch painter's tape so that I can do the resin on the top of it once it's finished curing. And then I've also put down a coat of Artist Loft white paint, kind of a flow coat. So it's still, you can tell that it's really wet. And I think what I'm going to try to do is to pour 3 different pools of paint and then blow up with the hopes of getting more of like a petal-like look to it. And I think I'm going to start a little bit higher on my turntable because I felt like it was just too low to begin with. So I did do a little tutorial that I will break away now to show you on how I did prep my paints for this. Okay, I wanted to show you guys what my paint consistency looks like. This is one of the colors that I already have mixed up. And what I'm looking for is for the paint to just drizzle right off of my stick. So I don't want big globs dripping off of the end of it. I just want it to run right off of the end of the stick like that. Sorry, I'm not doing very good at getting this in focus for you guys. So that's what I'm looking for. And then this is the purple that I have mixed up. And let me show you what, this is still too thick. See how it just kind of drips off of the stick? That's not what we want. We want it to run off in a smooth line. So I'm going to add just a tiny bit more water to it. And I add just a little bit at a time because I don't want it to be too thin. And then I give it a nice stir. And then I'm just going to pick it up. And I feel like it's still kind of drippy. And I want it to be a steady stream, so I'm going to add just a tiny bit more water to it. So I find for this pour, because you're moving the paint around with a blow dryer, you want it to be fairly thin so it does move. Okay, so let's try this again. That's much better. See how it streams right off? It's like a continuous stream off of the end of the stick. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. Is for that. Sorry, I don't have enough paint on there. You want it to be a nice steady stream. Okay, and then the white that I'm using, I'll show you guys this real quick too. I've got it a little bit thicker right now because I want it to be thick when I put my first coat down, but it's a nice thick stream, but it's not creating any puddles in the cup. Like you can't really see any marks down in the surface of the cup, which is difficult to tell with white. But it's a nice thick stream. So I'm going to use this to lay down my first coat of paint on the Lazy Susan. And then I'll thin it down a little bit to do the puddle around the color. So I apologize because the tutorial has kind of some different colors in it. After I had done the first one, I decided I really did not like the pink in it. I've done a couple now with pink and I don't like how it turns out. I feel like, and maybe this is my personal opinion, obviously do what you like, but I find that I think the deeper colors work better because of all the white that's in the pour itself kind of really lightens up the color. So I feel like my pink just kind of fizzles out to nothing. So I'm gonna go back to, this is my cranberry color that I had mixed up, and I added a little quinacridone magenta to it to make it a little bit brighter. So I'm going to start, I think, with a puddle kind of towards the center of the piece, and then I'm going to come over here and put another puddle down, and I'm hoping to kind of achieve the flower shape with my petals. So this is kind of what I'm hoping for. So these will get blown out this way, this one up this way, and this one here. So that is the cranberry color. And then I also have deep violet, which is a really pretty color. So I'm just going to put that down here. I've added some iridescent medium to it. It's the Liquitex Basics Iridescent Medium, so it has kind of a pearly sheen to it. So there's the purple, and then I'm going to come back with this really pretty Prussian blue. It's one of my favorites, and I think I like it so much because it does give some really neat cells, but it's also just a really beautiful color once it's blown out. It's not, I have to say, it's not very pretty right now, but when it gets blown out, it just really does some amazing things. And then I also have the Extreme Sheen 24 karat gold again. I thought about trying silver, but I just really liked how the gold reacted, and I thought that it kind of gave me almost like a peachy look to some of the cranberry color. So I am going to put this, I think, right here, and I'm just gonna kind of do each little puddle on its own. That's probably way too much gold, but we'll find out, I guess. All right, and then I'm going to end by going all the way around it with the white, and I have thinned that down from what my first coat was. So I'm just going to kind of go around these puddles, and we're going to see if this is going to work. Fingers crossed that it works, I guess. So I'm just making sure that I have enough paint on here, and then I'm just going to put some paint up in here too, so that when I do blow, hopefully this all works out right. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and blow dry this. So once again, blowing the paint down, the white paint down into the colored paint, and then we'll blow it out and see what happens. That's so much better than the first time I did it. Okay, so I do feel like this is kind of blah down here, but I also feel like it's a flower, so I kind of almost feel like I want to put some green here to look like a stem. Okay, so let's see here. We definitely got some nice cells. Let me pick this up and see if I can get this into view for you guys to see that a little bit closer. I do think that the deeper colors are definitely the way to go because it's definitely much brighter than it is if I use the pink. So now I just want to kind of blow some of this out, and I think I'm going to use a straw because I'm just worried that I'll end up getting myself into it because, as you know, I'm kind of a sloppy painter. So I'm going to use a straw and see if I can blow some of this out and get just a little bit more detail and get it to kind of feather out a bit more. Okay, I think that looks pretty good up there on the top of it. And now I think I'm going to turn it and see if I can get the bottom of it to look just a little bit better. Because like I said, I feel like it's just not very exciting as a flower pour right now. There, I think that helps a lot. One of my cups tipped over. So let me fix that real quick here. There we go. And then I'm just going to blow this one down a little bit. There, I feel like that looks so much better now. And I totally dipped myself into the paint up here, which is why I have an apron on. Okay, that looks so much better now. Okay, I like this much better than the first one I did. I might futz with just a little bit more to kind of blow these edges out a little bit, but I'm not going to keep you guys on camera for that. And I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll come back and show you how it's looking once I get done blowing it out. Stay tuned. Okay guys, I'm back, and I think I've got this blown out pretty well. I almost feel like it looks like a giant seashell, a very colorful giant seashell. But I did try to blow these edges over the sides a little bit, as well as over here. And then up here, I kind of blew my white back down just to kind of give me that little petal shape again. It's very beautiful. I think it's going to be really quite stunning when it's present. Let me pick this up so that I can show you guys a little bit closer look, since I have to have the camera up so high. But there's some really pretty cells in there, and you can definitely see the metallics that are in the pour. This one's going to be quite pretty when it's resined. The nice thing about the resin is that it really adds, I don't know, it just brings all of those colors back to life again. Thank you so much for watching today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I welcome all suggestions and comments about things that you'd like to see in the future. And please like and subscribe. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.